I'd like to give all praise and all honors to Yahweh and by Hashem, Yahweh Shai and by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth, peace, and salutation to the hopeful elects. Shalom. Welcome to today's lesson. This is your Hebrew Israelite brother, Mashaba, here in the city of Detroit. Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is on Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. Okay. Thus, this is concerning Babylon. Okay. The destruction of Babylon and the destroying of that Esau is Edom, the destroying mountain. Okay. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will rise up against Babylon. You see, talking about America, because America is the sister Babylon, city of Babylon, okay, and spiritual Egypt, okay. This is spiritual Egypt, and we were in captivity over there and physically in Egypt back in ancient days. Now we're in captivity spiritually here in spiritual Egypt, okay, and this being the house of bondage. In Mississippi, you have over 50 different pyramids that we built way back. The northern tribe, the northern kingdom, built way back during the time of Shalmaneser, during the Assyrian captivity, when we fled out of Jerusalem, and we came over here. Okay, we came over here to America, to ancient, land, this ancient land. Okay, and we started building up pyramids and different things and stuff. So that's why many people say, well, we were already here. The transatlantic slave trade didn't happen in the 1600s. We was already here. Well, it's true it was already here, but it's true that the Atlantic slave trade happened as well, because that was when the Southern Kingdom was brought over here to America. Okay, and remember also during the 1400s, when the Pilgrims or whatever the colonists got here, and during the 1400s, it was when they made it. The tribes of Reuben and Gadites and Ephraims. They mated them together on the colonist plantations, and then during the 1500s, they took them over to loaded them up on ships, and took them over to the southern tip of Africa and sold them as slaves there during the 1500s. And then in the 1600s, remember that was the northern tribe that was mixed together like that, breeded together like that, on the plantations of the colonists. And then they were brought here, brought to the southern tip of Africa. I'm in Detroit. I didn't mean to say here, but brought to the southern tip of Africa during the 1500s, okay, and sold as slaves, okay, in southern Africa. And then in the 1600s, and that's when the merchant slave ships went back over to Africa, to this western coastlines of Africa, and picked up the southern tribe, Judites, Benjamins, and picked up a tribe of Levites with them, okay, from Fort Judah. Okay, it was a fort along the coastline of western coastline of Africa, called Fort Judah, where they housed in Fort Judah, Judah, or Weda, because there were different names that it was called. Okay, and they picked up the tribe of Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. Okay, and they also started all along the northern western coastline of Africa, which would take us up there by Morocco, starting up there by Morocco, and coming on along down the whole western coastline of Africa until you make it down to Fort Judah, and then on down to the coastline that leads you over from the Congo and the Republic of the Congo, and then down by Gabon, okay, and then on down by Ghana, and then down on all the way down to the southern tip of Africa. the Horn of Africa. Okay, and then once they did that, then they start going on over to Brazil and the Caribbeans, picking up and dropping off uh, 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 the those that they picked up along the way from the western coastline, and were dropping them off along Brazil, the Caribbean islands, and uh, 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 Cuba before they made it around to the mouth to North America, or over to the mouth of Mississippi, where over there they had the mouth of Mississippi, where they had a number of different pyramids. Esau is Edom. And you can see the evidence of him where he took bulldozers and tried to bulldoze some of the pyramids that are along the Mississippi River. Yeah, there's pyramids over there. All these years, anytime Esau is Edom want to talk about the pyramids, he take you straight to Egypt. But here it is, we got all these pyramids right here in America. And then the remains that were found inside the pyramids, Esau is Edom said that they was too predisposed to determine what type of people they were. They were us. They know exactly who the people were. They were us, the northern kingdom. You understand? And so, but remember, Esau is Edom. It's always the one that's talking about his technologies in predating bones and stones and fossils and different things, and he'll tell you, well, this here stone or this here bone is, and this layer of rock is 200 million billion trillion years old. Nigga, stop lying. You see, stop lying. You see, it's us all day long. You see, and so these are the things that have been going on. Doing this whole trading and switching and the game plan of slaves being traded and our people being the slaves, during those times. And now we're in spiritual Egypt, you see, in this house of bondage. Now, going through what we're going through spiritually and physically. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a slave when you got to work on a job and the wages that you're making is not enough to suffice to pay for your place of living and pay for your food and your utilities and your fuel bill and all these different things. That's slavery. That's working as a slave, really. Because you're never going to get over. You're always going to be under. You see? That's why you understand instead of overstand. Okay? And against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me. You see, those that rise up against us are rising up against Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is the one that fights for us. You see, a destroying wind. The Lord is going to bring a destroying wind. That's those ICBM missiles that He's going to bring. You see, and unleash and levy down upon Esau is Edom, Idumea, Nineveh, Basra, America, and Babylon. This is spiritual Egypt. Esau is Edom. You see. So we got a lot of precepts I want to get into. Let's go straight off into them. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 3. And I have commanded my sanctified ones, that's us, to fan this word, to hew them down with the word, this truth, you see, this double-edged spiritual sword, the word. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. Okay. I have also called my mighty ones, that's the angels, for mine anger. You see, that's the angels. You see, having all that power, even them that rejoice in my highness. You see, therefore the angels, the Lord is bringing them for His anger, because He's going to unleash and do all the many things that He's doing. Right now, He's sharpening the sword. Esau is Edom, getting all the countries ready to do battle, and for the great battle, you see, and that they all going to lose. Verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains. That's the peoples. That's in the many countries and nations. The peoples are speaking up. They're speaking out against the governments because the people have gotten tired of this oppression that we're under. The people have gotten tired of it, and they're ready to rise up. The people have become knowledge of what's really going on. You see, and they have become knowledge of what's really happening. You see, in Sirach chapter 7, verse 7, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. Once you become wise of what's going on, it is oppressive, truly oppressive. You see, and you can only be mad and angry, but can do nothing about it. But pray and keep pushing this truth out with this word, we hewing them down. Like as of a great people, you see, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations, you see. The people gathered together. Gathered together, the Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle. You see? Get ready for the great battle because the spiritual world and the physical world are about to clash and be at war. You see? It's all kinds of different things that's happening in the spirit all around us. We just cannot see. If we was able to see everything that's happening around us within the spiritual world, we'd be too afraid to even open our eyes up. You see? There's so much terror and horror going on all around us right now in the spiritual world. Just wait till when the time comes, during the time of Jacob's troubles, when the apparitions are popping up and being visible, where we can see them. They're going to be popping up, and many people are going to be catching heart attacks because when you see a demon, I mean, they're going to be in all different types of shapes and sizes and different types of teeth and appendages and different things and arms and limbs and all types of crazy attachments and different things. We never seen any creatures like that here on earth. We're going to see them during the time of Jacob's troubles. A lot of people are going to faint. They're going to catch heart attacks and just die from the actual sight of the demons that they're going to see. You see, all these things are coming. See, you see. Verse 5, they come from a far country, you see, from the ends of heaven. I'm talking about the ICBM missiles, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation. Talking about the ICBM missiles and the chariots with those direct energy beams, those lasers. You see, they're going to be blown up and destroyed just like that movie, World War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. You saw when that big giant thing stood up out of the ground and started firing lasers, blowing people up, incinerating people in an instant, turning them to copper into compound ash, okay, carbon ash in an instant. Just like that. And it's going to be that same way, just like in Sodom and Gomorrah. It was that same way. You see, it's going to be the same thing here, right here in America. Sister Babylon, sister Sodom and Gomorrah, to destroy the whole land. You see, to destroy the whole land. That's what the Lord is coming to do. We're going to take the time. I'd like to take this time to remind you to press the like button. Okay, go ahead and press the like button. That helps out for the algorithms of this YouTube channel. And also, if you haven't already, go ahead and press the subscription button. Press the subscription button and the notification bell, and that's going to help you to receive special notification alerts each time that I release a new video for your spiritual edification. As good shepherds of the Lord, our job, as always, is to feed the sheep. As Yahushua has spoken unto Simon Peter and said, if you love me, then feed my sheep. We must always provide good grazing pastures for the sheep to graze daily. As Yahushua said, I was with thee in the temple teaching daily. You see, so we must also provide this word daily. You see, that's the reason why we study to show ourselves approved to who? Yahweh. You see, a workman need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. How do you divide the word of truth? By precepts. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9 through 15. Let's get us back into this word. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations are from the north. You see, Russia, China, North Korea, all these different countries that hate America now because America has been a destroying mountain and pushing this democracy and this Jesus Christian religion and all this mess upon the nations, bringing about feminism. And the men of the other nations, they're not able to be men because their women got going through feminism and using democracy, the laws of democracy and the draconian laws in order to entrap the men, so the men are not able to be the men of their own house, so they lose their status as the husband and as their father. Therefore, what happens? As we all know, same thing here in America, when you destroy the fabric and the framework of the family, you are breaking down the social working of the society of each and every nation using the draconian laws, democracy, and your Christian religion. You see. destroying the family. When you destroy the family, you destroy the nation. Period. It hands down. And look at America. You see, you see. And so all the rest of the nations, they see this, and so they don't want no part of democracy. They want to maintain and establish the traditional laws and different things that they've been under, tribal laws and different things that they've been under. That's the thing that's been working for them. You see, Esau is Edom is not the standard for every existence upon the face of the planet Earth. He's been trying to be that by policing every nation. But every nation now have gotten tired of Esau is Edom, and the time has come. They're standing up against this destroying mountain, Esau is Edom. And they shall set themselves in array against her, against Babylon, against America. Or from thence she shall be taken. That means destroyed. Flat out. That's what being taken means. Destroyed, like two in the field. There'll be two in the field, one taken and the other left. When they say taken, that don't mean raised up into the chariot. That means destroyed. Two in the field, one taken and the other left. That means one destroyed and the other left behind. Why? Because guess what? The one that was taken, he ain't got to go through the suffering. He's already been destroyed. He ain't got to go through the suffering that the one that's been left behind is going to have to go through all the hell that's going to be unleashed during the time of Jacob's troubles. You see, starvation is a horrible way to die. You see, and you don't want to be sitting up eating human flesh. There are certain diseases that come from that are excreted inside the human brain that causes the person to psychologically trip out. You see, like a zombie. You see. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert men. You see. That's what it's talking about when they say the soldiers shall come in through the windows and doors. They shall come in single file. That's what they're talking about, the ICBM missiles. Their arrows. The arrows they're talking about, ICBM missiles, shall be as a mighty expert man. You see, as soldiers. You see, that's what they're talking about. Whenever you read that inside the scriptures, that's what they're talking about. Okay, none shall return in vain. You see, because once you launch an arrow, you cannot launch an arrow all the way across to the other side of the world. So you're talking about ICBM missiles. So when you launch ICBM missiles, they don't have return features. You see, they don't have their return features. Now, Russia, they have the flying Trinova, those ICBMs that can fly in the sky for like a couple of weeks, just flying around in the sky until they receive the command to a bomb, whatever area that they're going to bomb. You see, but they don't return back to Russia. Period. They're on a mission, and their mission is to destroy. Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, against America, round about all ye that bend the bow. You see, all that bend the bow. What that mean? Bend the bow. That means get that ICBM missiles ready for launch. You see, shoot at her. That means launch. Shoot at her. Launch. Spare no arrows. That means empty out your arsenal. Empty out your arsenal. For she had sinned against the Lord. You see. For by her sinning against the Lord, she sinned against us. By her sinning against us, she sinned against the Lord. Verse 15. Shout against her round about. She has given her hand. You see, her hand. She has put her hand. America has put their hand in every business of every nation, trying to govern and control every nation. You see, trying to police every nation. Therefore, the other nations have gotten tired of America and America's lying bullcrap. So therefore, it's time to eradicate and do away with who? Esau is Edom, America, sister Babylon, Nineveh, Basra. It's time to get rid of her, the great city. It's time to destroy her. She has given her hand. Her foundations are falling. That means the whole fabric working of this democracy is falling. Remember, all the laws that we have here written in America were all laws that were written by criminals that called themselves lawmakers. Bam. You understand? Her walks No, her walls are thrown down. You see how you got all the migrants and the different soldiers and different sleeper cells from the different terrorist groups all coming in through the southern borders because we have no walls there. America don't have no walls. That's why all the migrants and soldiers and different things are able to come right on in, straight on through without being impeded one way or another. And then once they're in, they're able to go to any and every city here in America, and get ready for their orders to attack America. When America is shut down and thrown into martial law, you will have many of the different sleeper cells, whether they be domestic, militia, or foreign domestic sleeper cells, are going to go into action and start blowing up, destroying, shooting, and killing American citizens and the different structures and foundations here in America. All that is about to ensue right here in America shortly. For it is the vengeance of the Lord. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be the vengeance of the Lord. It's going to be in place. Thus says Yahweh Shem Yahushua, take vengeance upon her as she has done. Do unto her. Or see, verse 16. You see, and this is verse 16. Cut off the sword from Babylon. You see, cut off the sword from Babylon. All the America's abilities to do all the different things that it's been doing to sow wicked seeds, all that's being cut off. And him that handleth the sickle, the time of the harvest, for fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people. And see, the people are going back to their own land, to their own people, because trying to live here in America, you can't with all these different these different laws and different policies and rules and regulations and different things to put into place to suppress and oppress the people. And that includes the business owners, you see, and that include the husbands concerning how they govern their wives and their home. All that has been squashed by the laws that Esau Edom has put into place. You see, and swore they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. You see, because it's time to flee. What? Esau is Edom's country. This Edomite kingdom, America. But it's not for us to leave America, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to send the angels, Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4, throughout all the four corners of the world in order to gather his elect. You see, that being us. You see, that being us. We're going to read one more of these. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 21. Go up against the land of the Merethium, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pakad. Waste and utterly destroy after them, saith the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. You see? And so we're going to go ahead and end the video off there. Lord's willing, you were edified by the day's lesson, and Lord's willing, you were provoked to thought. Okay, and hopefully you've seen some precepts inside this video that you can put together with some precepts that you have, that you may be able to put together an edifying video that you may be able to provide good grazing pastures for the sheep to graze, and that the hopeful elects may be awakened and edified, okay, by the pastures of the grazing of the knowledge that we put out there for the sheep to graze upon. You see, as good shepherds of the Lord, it is our job to make sure that we provide good grazing for pastures for the sheep to graze. As Yahweh said unto Simon Peter, if you love me, then feed my sheep. And that's important. So we're going to go ahead and end the video off there. Lord's willing, you will edify. Brothers and sisters, stay up, stay strong. We ain't got long. Just remember this word, the temple is in you. You have the power, and your power is the word. The word is what we use. It's a double-edged sword. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12 is a double-edged sword, cutting both concerning bone and marrow and the spirit. You see, and that's what we're doing. We hewing down this devil, this red devil, Esau is Edom, with the word, and we hewing down those 2/3 and the wicked things that they thought they would do against us, and the heathens. The Lord made it clear, the heathens, they shall envy us, but they can do nothing against us. Long we stay steadfast in this word, this truth, we have a power that fights for us. Remember that. We got a power that fights for us. So we'd like to give all praise and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elects. Shalom to the hopeful elects.